All right, what is up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva, and I am here from the House of Diva on the sick and shut in prayer list, recovering from something I like to refer to as the crud. But I did want to get on here and do a Diva Disturbed. I still am not 100%. I still have congestion. I've been coughing. Um, I will just describe them as Trick Daddy like elements. And yeah. Anywho, I wanted to hop on here and talk about Iyanla Vanzant's Fix My Life tonight. It was a very good episode once again. Again, I will say if you have been watching this episode or watching this series, I think it's very important to at least start the conversation about things that affect the black community. And part of the reason why we stay stuck and stagnant in the situations that we find ourselves. However, I will say this after watching this episode, Iyanla Vanzant, God bless you, because working with Terrence, Lyra Galore's daddy, I don't know how you did it, but I think you've gone as far as you can go with him. You can't help someone that simply does not want the help. And he has made every excuse. He has put up every obstacle, every roadblock you can think of one person that has made it very self-evident, I don't need the help. Okay, so it's very apparent he doesn't want the help. So in this particular episode, they focus more so on doing one-on-ones with each of them. So I was glad to see that because at first, from the first episode, I could tell that they were very, very focused on helping Terrence and helping Kevin. And I can't remember Kevin's last name to save my life. All I know is that he's Eva Marcel's baby daddy, who she had to put a restraining order out on no sooner as she had the baby because he decided to jump food. One of the things I was happy to see in this episode is that we did get to the root cause of his problems. Last week he kind of blamed his dad, but this week he kind of blamed his mom too. So I think that there are just a series of things that happened to him in childhood that he just couldn't comprehend at the time that they were happening. I don't think a lot of us kids quite comprehend, especially those of us raised by black parents. I don't think there's a lot. We comprehended a lot, but we knew that the hand of God came down. Okay, a hand of my mom and my daddy came down on us. We better get in formation and get in line and get it right and get it tight, okay? So let me see. I mainly just posted on Twitter. We had a very good dialogue on Twitter. Here's Terrence's problem. There are two things that we have all concluded in my little Twitter group that is wrong with Terrence. So Terrence came under the guise, he said, because Iyanla Vanzant said that he was going to help him with his daughter, which is Lyra Galore, former fiance of Rick Ross. And we know her to be a beautiful young woman who came to fame as a big time stripper at 18 years old, because as it turns out, she has, of course, daddy issues. Because her father was absent from her life, and I think part of the reason why Terrence has been absent from her life is because of his wife, Jennifer. Jennifer seems to be very, very controlling. She had a very hard time accepting him being on this trip, as she called it. And so it seems like she suffers from sort of insecurity and wants to hold on to him as tight as possible and keep him close. Because during the episode he goes, our relationship is very simpatico, it's perfect. And I'm like, well, if it's a perfect relationship, why is she trying to intervene and keep you from getting the help you need to become a better person, a better husband, a better father? One Twitter follower said this, and I believe this is probably what happened. I think the reason why Lyra doesn't have a relationship with her father is because of the new woman. Jennifer came along and broke up that relationship and intervened with that relationship. I could be wrong, but based upon the ending of this particular episode, I don't know if Terrence is going to be here for part 3. But if he is going to be here for part 3, I mean, I hope he does, because maybe we can get a breakthrough. But honestly, he's been so resistant the entire time. Like, he made a point last week to tell us that him and his wife have this perfect relationship where they just like to be alone and do their thing and be a family. And so I'm just like, well, that's all well and good, but at the same time, you still have another child out here that wants her daddy. And yo behind has allowed someone to interfere with that relationship. And I think that is one of the stupidest things any parent can do. Oh, Terrence also said that people always tell him that he comes off as a leader. I was like, how, Sway? How? My question also, I thought Iyanla Vanzant, and maybe she will ask this question. I wanted her to ask, why is Terrence's wife so concerned with him being away? Is it because he's a cheater? And then someone else brought up on Twitter the fact that, well, how you get them is how you lose them. So I'm wondering if maybe there was some sort of fraction or conflict between Lyra's mom and him, and this woman, Jennifer, came in, and then maybe that's what happened. I don't know, but that was one of our theories. Clarence is a 38-year-old father who has been in and out of the prison system since age 17. Mike, aka Bass from Boys to Men, and I think this guy's name is Tyrone. I don't know. These three seem to be the most receptive to wanting to get the help that Iyanla Vanzant is offering them. With Clarence can't seem to stay in and out the prison system, which is not uncommon. If any of you have taken time out to watch 13th on Netflix or America Divided on Epix right now, which I'm behind like 2 episodes. But I even said this when I was in law school and I was studying like criminal procedure and how people are sentenced and the sentencing guidelines. I always said to myself, how is it that you can tell someone that they've paid their debt to society, but you continue to use their prior acts against them? Yes, if you've raped somebody. Yes, if you've murdered somebody. Yes, if you have continuously stolen money from people. Yeah, no, you should not be working in financial services around kids or anything like that. But for drugs and crimes that I would consider crimes against yourself in some respects, I just want to say, how come a person can't get a job? How come they can't get a second chance? Why is that? Because if what I recall about criminal procedure is this. Let's say I've been out of prison. I did my time, 5 years out, right? Well, guess what? They can anchor those 5 years when they sentence me and use that as a way to sentence me even further if that's like, say, one of those crimes that come with some sort of enhancement, the 3 strikes rule. So it's just like, oh, well, it hasn't been 8 years yet. It has to be 8 years to the day that you have served your time before that will not be tethered on to your record. So that's one of the reasons why you kind of really can't escape. So with Clarence, I really appreciate the fact, I hope that maybe Iyanla Vanzant or someone will see the story. He wants to open up his own barbershop, and he's thought about it for some time that he wants to open up his own barbershop. Well, guess what? Money is a factor. Guess what else? A lot of times when you have felonies on your record, you can't get financial aid from the government. So, what is he going to do? Is he going to street hustle to get this money? What does the system honestly expect people who get out to do in order to better themselves? That's what it is. But I think that we had a breakthrough with him. He said that he has a vision of having his own barbershop called The Garage Cut. And, all chairs are filled. And so I was hoping Iyanla was going to be like, we're going to pay for it. But maybe they will. You just never know. Heck, Devon Franklin was on there last week. Maybe he'll offer to pay for it. I was so happy to see the men going to do volunteer work at one of my favorite places I like to go volunteer. And that was at the Midnight Mission. I'm getting emotional. I have volunteered there multiple times throughout my time with various groups through my job. And if you've ever taken a tour and you look down on the streets that surround the Midnight Mission in LA, it's pretty touching and it's pretty bad. And you just wonder, how can a city allow people, their citizens, to live like that? You really do. And even I don't have to go that far anymore. We have a mini Skid Row out in our Civic Center area in Long Beach where, I work in downtown Long Beach. So I see that all the time. But I was very glad to see them volunteering at the Midnight Mission because no matter how bad my life is or how bad I think my life is, I'm always so humbled and so grateful for what I do have. That is always a constant reminder for me. So, I was glad to see that because it's just one of those things that touched my heart. So shout out to the Fix My Life team for putting that together. I think that was good. We got to see Kevin. Kevin actually has a second language and he knows how to sign. I was impressed. I was impressed. Crystal, girl, yes, we are so very blessed and we don't even know it. All I got to do is look outside. I get frustrated sometimes about my current situation, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm still blessed beyond measure. Um, Somebody posted to me and said, how insecure do you have to be to not want your spouse to heal? And I was like, my thoughts exactly. Iyanla posed the question, what will it take for you to let yourself off the hook? When will you stop being a hostage to who you were? And I know in my meditations that I do with Oprah and Deepak, that's one of the things that Deepak emphasizes is that we must learn how to be in the present and we must learn how to realize that the person we were yesterday is not the same person we are today. We have to remain in the present. I will also emphasize that we need to learn from our past and move forward. Sankofa, there you go. So the Boys to Men guy, Bass, we find out in this episode that he has been divorced for 7 years. He was not truthful and honest with himself or even his brothers in Boys to Men about his condition. He told them he had scoliosis instead of telling them he had MS. And so, but I could have sworn we had been told that before, but I could be wrong. But either way, he did a lot of hiding. And to me, I felt like it's one of those things where you, as a black man, feel like I can't give off the sign of being weak. Really, that's what a lot of women do too, by the way. We push ourselves until, we damn near break because we don't want to appear weak because society has told us that we are the weaker sex, which biologically, yes, we are. But we, of course, have a strong mentality and have a point to prove. He also shared that at age 16, a year after being in Boys to Men, he lost his father to violence. I believe his father was murdered, set up for murder. I may have missed that part, but that happened. And for him, and he was very receptive to everything that Iyanla Vanzant was saying to him. And I think that he gave the most authentic answers. I think him and Clarence by far tonight gave some of the more authentic answers. And actually so did Kevin. We didn't really get to the other guy tonight. I don't know what that was about. Oh, we have an integrity moment in this episode, baby. Somebody been down here to the laundry room sneaking a burner phone, okay? It's Terrence. Okay, why are we not surprised? I said, I did it. I was like, we know, fool. We knew it was you. I knew it was you from jump, okay? So he was like, I was told by your people I could talk to my family. I got 4 young kids at home, and my wife wants me to talk to her, and da-da-da. Iyanla Vanzant was like, okay, let me call Lori in here and talk to her. And Lori said, I think you misunderstood. I told you that there would be a time for you to call your family. I was like, get them together, ladies, get them together. He gets mad again. He runs away again. And Iyanla Vanzant, I love her because she's so funny. She goes, we are doing healing surgery here. We're doing heart surgery here. You don't bring your Ouija board and your TVs and your phones into the healing process. I said, girl, I know that's right, because if my surgeon, come up in there talking about we gonna eat this Popeyes while we cut on you, I would have a problem with that. So she turns to Kevin during this truth stone, and we find out that his mother beat him brutally one day. He said, my mother beat me like a man. Well, here's what he was doing. So in the neighborhood they lived in LA, he was going in and out of the window at their house. But the problem is that, well, that's all well and good, but son, there's been a series of burglaries. The police might think you're breaking into your own house. So she beat the crap out of him. And I said, yeah, maybe she didn't have to be that aggressive, but I think the beating came more from a place of fear and wanting to protect him than mainly wanting to beat him like a man as he saw. Like, I see Kevin as holding on to his childhood issues, and especially with his mother. He said that his mother and him had a relationship where she shared a lot of personal issues she had with his dad, which he couldn't understand. Well, why you just leave him? So I said, okay, this is another one where this is why you have issues with both of your baby mothers. Okay. He has restraining orders. And so Iyanla Vanzant told him that, well, while you are going through this process with these restraining orders with your children, you need to get ready and stay ready to be prepared to be the father you need to be, all right? She said, provide, protect, and perform. 3 P's, y'all. She said that a man is what a mother makes them. And I found it interesting that Kevin is saying, when Terrence was going off of Iyanla Vanzant, he was like, how can you talk to your mother that way? I was like, how can you talk to your child's mothers the way that you do? But at least now you understand it and are kind of having a breakthrough about it. And I hope that this helps him because, I don't think he ever got physically violent, but it's my understanding that he can spew some hardcore words of hate to these women. So I think Kevin had a breakthrough. Mike ain't seen his kids in 7 years. Him and his wife were on bad terms. Part of it was because he was hiding his diagnosis. His own wife never knew he got diagnosed with MS. Okay. In addition to the group, his wife didn't know. And Iyanla Vanzant said, well, honestly, I think the group let you go to save the group when you couldn't even save yourself. And I was like, oh, girl, that's deep. She brought in somebody else, a doctor. I think it's Dr. Stephen Perry. She brought in to talk to the men. Mike further discussed during their little round table circle about, battling depression. Let me tell y'all something. Depression is a robber of all types of things. You miss out on experiences. You miss out on a lot of things in life. Yeah, Millie. Wow. It's a robber, and it's not something that you can easily snap yourself out of. It will cost you your health. It will cost you sometimes friendships because people give up on you, and it's just not a good place to be. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I battle it every day. It's just one of those things where you just have to fight. And that's what he said. Mike was like, if it wasn't for my children, I couldn't have gotten through depression. So, I'm just like, it's just an ongoing battle because and especially with him, he's been diagnosed with an illness where there is no cure. And I have friends right now that I know have MS, but because of them, part of the reason why, especially I have a couple of friends with autoimmune diseases, family members with autoimmune diseases, tell you this, they could be depressed, down and out, and not willing to fight. And it's because of them I'm inspired to get up. I'm like, I don't even have any of those physical health issues. I have some health issues, but I just keep going because they inspire me to keep going. I was like, well, my other friend ain't laid down and gave up. Why should I lay down and give up, So, it's just one of those things. So Terrence is a master manipulator. After they meet with Dr. Perry, he's in the hallway crying and moaning and moaning about how he feels. He said he feels isolated. And I'm like, how is it that you feel isolated? You won't even allow yourself to immerse into the process that Iyanla Vanzant is trying to help you get through. So far, you have been resistant. And so, of course, Dr. Perry told Iyanla Vanzant about it. And it was so hilarious because y'all, by the end of this episode, y'all should have seen Iyanla Vanzant's hair. It was all disheveled. It was like over here. And I was like, Lord, this poor man and drove this woman crazy already. She's like, I don't know what I can do for you. Well, another lady, Krista Brewer on Twitter said, why hasn't she required you to fix your relationship with your daughter? What good woman doesn't require that? So that's another question. What woman would not want a man to have a good relationship with his daughter. I just want to know that, okay? I know my stepmom wasn't having it. My other mama, as I like to call them, to call stepmom. My mother mama wasn't gonna have that. No, you better get a relationship with your daughter. That ends the Iyanla Vanzant. Comment down below if you watch this episode, and let's discuss this episode, because I really, Terrence is like comedic. I'm like, dude, either you here to get help or you not. Like I said, Iyanla Vanzant she should have from jump. I know she wanted to do the group therapy. He's not ready for group therapy. He's simply not. I think that his wife, she need to go down there to Florida and round up Lyra, Jennifer, and Terrence and get them together one-on-one. And do a 2-part series like she did with the Henrys in Atlanta, because their family sure was broke down and in crisis. Let's talk today about Miss Stacey Dash, coming from my Aunt Tina. Y'all know Beyonce's cousin, Beyonce's mama. I just want to know, Stacey Dash, why you mad? Why you mad? Because Aunt Tina said that Dion was smart, or that Kelly Rowland dressed as Dion was smarter than the character Dion. She wasn't referring to you, but like I said in one of my posts, I said only hit dogs holler. So Kelly Rowland dressed up as Dion from Clueless. Everyone knows Stacey Dash played Dion in Clueless, right? Clearly, what we did not know at the time she was playing this role, we did not know that Stacey Dash was indeed clueless about who she was and what she was exactly. So she got in her feelings and butthurt and tried to call out Miss Tina Lawson about that. And I was like, girl, first of all, you talking to the Bayhives, mother, okay? So you might not want to go there with Beyonce's. That's why Beyonce never has to say anything. She has legions of people like me and Audrey and countless others. We defend and fight for Beyonce. That's right, people. This is Bayhive country, and really, I'm a card-carrying member of the Bagency. Girl, Millie, I don't know what Stacey thought, but she was trying to correct her grammar. I'm like, girl, at this point, we need to all accept the fact that on Twitter and Instagram, typos, that's just gonna happen. So Stacey Dash, baby, stay in your lane. It's gonna be okay, though. Once you realize that Fox News is not for you, you might be okay. We gonna pray for you. You know what? I'm not gonna just drag you. I'm gonna pray for you too. Lord, we pray that right now for you to touch the mind and heart of Sister Stacey Dash, Lord, and help her realize which way is up, Lord, and help her to be quiet sometimes, Lord Jesus, and go whip out The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois so she can learn something about her heritage, Jesus. In the name of Jesus, we pray and ask it all. Diva loves all. Say it with me. Amen. Okay? Yes, we had to pray for Sister Stacey Dash. She don't know any better. Oh my God, did you see that awesome, amazing, wonderful performance with Beyonce looking like some enchanted mermaid on the CMAs? Oh my God. I'm so proud of you, Cousin Bay. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. It was wonderful. It was awesome. Man, them white folk were mad as hell when that announcement came out. And I was like, what y'all mad for? What y'all mad for? We don't get mad when Justin Timberlake come over to our side and make us turn up, okay? We don't get mad when Miley Cyrus be twerking. We a little disgusted by seeing it. But I'm just saying, we you know what? We are very accepting people. And furthermore, honey, country music also comes from black people, just like rock comes from black people, too. I hate to tell y'all that. Y'all didn't even know that. So, might make your head blow off. Y'all act like y'all forgot about Charlie Pride. Y'all forgot about Darius Rucker. Y'all forgot about, there's somebody else I'm trying to think of, and I can't think of it right now. But either way, y'all didn't seem to mind when Tim McGraw was kicking it with Nelly. It seems like every time Beyonce come up, y'all get mad. Talking about she cop hating. No, she ain't cop hating. She just calling out the bad cops. There's a difference, okay? And in the 5 minutes that she was on stage, as Sister Millie has pointed out, y'all's ratings went up the highest y'all have ever had in the 50 years y'all been around. Me personally, I am a fan of country music as I grew up on hee-haw. So I know all about the Grand Ole Opry and Minnie Pearl and all of that, honey. You know, I know about the Mandrells, Barbara Mandrell, Crystal Gale, Dolly Parton, hey, Roy, hey, we know all about that. But I just love music, period. And if it sounds good to me, I'ma listen to it. Like Shania Twain and Faith Hill and Carrie Underwood, even though she did say something about President Obama, but you know I'm going to let you slide on that, Carrie, because I know you from backwoods, Oklahoma. You might not know any better. Oh, that Chris Stapleton, oh my God, that whole album, his first solo album, oh my God, it's amazing. Like, but I just love his voice. He has a very distinct voice, and I love to hear him sing. That man could probably sing some gospel on Sunday morning down to the Baptist church, and we would probably like it, okay? I'm just saying, if y'all have not listened to Chris Stapleton, go cop that album. If you got Tidal, Spotify, whatever, go listen to it. It's really, really good. I love it. So CMA's Beyonce and the Dixie Chicks, and see, they shouldn't like the Dixie Chicks either, because you know Dixie Chicks pulled a Kanye on George W. Bush, so I'm surprised they let them back up on stage. You know, I'm just saying. Oh, Beyonce and her husband, they did a wonderful job down at the Miss Hillary's rally, a campaign, whatever it was. But either way, I didn't fully watch it because for some reason there wasn't sound on some of the live feeds, and I haven't been able to go back and catch all the performances. But I loved the formation of Beyonce and her dancers. If you go back and watch the pictures, Beyonce and her dancers, they were covering their lady parts, and I guess they were saying, "You can't grab us," and no. Anytime soon, Mr. Donald Trump. I'm telling y'all better get down here to these polls. Speaking of which, y'all need to pray for me to find my damn write-in ballot, because I was going to mail it in today, and for the life of me, I cannot find my ballot, and I need to get it postmarked before Monday. Well, at least by Monday. Anyway, y'all pray I find that. I am so sorry, and I apologize that I did not get a chance to do what I wanted to do, which was break down the propositions for everybody here in LA. Hopefully I can get that done. I mean, hopefully maybe next time around when there's major ballot issues, I can do that. But my health just has not permitted me to do what I wanted to do. I've been pretty much sick since Monday night. And my doctor told me I shouldn't have took my behind to work on Wednesday either. But, I mean, I didn't know that it was going to get this bad. Oh, well. Girl, yes, I need whatever Beyonce got on most of the time. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all will catch me in one of them little one-piece suits. I like them little performance leotards. What y'all talking about? Hell, I wanted to dress up like Wonder Woman as a kid. Shit. There's one more thing. Actually, there's a couple more things I want to talk about. So we talked about Stacey Dash coming for Aunt Tina. So today I spent a lot of time in bed, and I was watching Investigation Discovery. Oh my God. Y'all know I love the ID channel. So, Bernie Sanders discourages third party votes. Is not the time for a protest vote. I'm just going to leave that right there. I know some of y'all going to do it, but I keep telling y'all, 2000, it was more than just about Chad. I don't have the full story on this. Miss Tracy Walker, if you are on this feed and if you're listening, I need to find the details. But how many of y'all have been, following that story about that real estate agent that really was a sexual predator? Oh my God. How the hell are you a registered sex offender and you got a real estate license to sell real estate to people? And my friend just said that in addition to that, he had been a sociopath doing sexual acts to people since like forever, since like nursery school. I'm like, oh my God, like, what the hell? So what happened is Friday morning on Good Morning America, they broke the story about this woman was found in a storage container. Her and her boyfriend had gone to look at a property that dude was supposed to be, I guess they were supposed to be buying or renting or whatever. Next thing you know, they ended up getting separated and they were in this storage container. And the woman said there's other people. So they found bodies on this farm. He had them in a storage container on this farm. And so let me see if I can find this news story. Woman missing since August found chained like a dog in a container. Yeah, Millie, y'all didn't hear this story? It came out. I heard about it on Friday, and my friend brought it up. So, a woman, Kayla Brown, who had been missing since August, was found chained up in a large metal container. She was discovered by police on a South Carolina property. The police said that she was chained inside the container like a dog. Brown told police 4 bodies could have been burned on the properties. Deputies also found several weapons and ammunition during a search. The man who owns the land, Todd Colip, is a registered sex offender. Brown's friends revealed a 30-year-old was working for Colip. A 30-year-old was last seen with her boyfriend, Charlie Carver. He's a real estate agent. So they had been missing since August. So they found them. So my question is, how is it that you gonna be a sex offender and got a real estate license? That them two don't go together. Wasn't that also the problem we found in Lincoln Lawyer? Although he wasn't caught as a sex offender, but Ron Philippe's character on there, he was raping women at knife point and stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, how the hell, there's bodies, so he might be a serial killer. I'm trying to think what's the name of the actual guy, the suspect. Yeah, this dude is a sex offender and a registered sex offender, and was probably using the real estate game to capture people, torture them, have his way with them, and then kill them and burn them up. Telling y'all. And then another thing that I want to talk about, because I just mentioned I was watching the ID channel. I was watching an episode of 48, what is it, Deadline or 48 Hours, one of the two, Left for Dead. And this woman right here in Huntington Beach, granted it was the 90s. It was Christmas, and she had just come back from watching Christmas lights, and these 2 dudes. And that's why I'm always leery, especially at night, if people come up to me and ask me random questions. I'm looking around. I'm doing a full, like, damn near 360. And as someone who has been carjacked at 18 years old, that shit is an unsettling feeling. And since that day, not only I'm always in mirrors in my car looking all the time. And that was 20 years ago, 21 years ago. And I still to this day will pay attention to mirrors and everything. So ladies, when you go out, stay alert, stay alive, because these dudes rolled up on her. One asked for directions, and then she kept walking, and this was in her parking garage of her apartment. And then another guy came with a cigarette, and next thing you know, they jumped her, and then she ended up being raped and left for dead. I want to encourage everybody, just stay alert, stay alive, pack a taser, put that phone down when you walking. Because, I mean, it really messed her up. I mean, could you imagine looking over your shoulder every day of your life, or not even just wanting to leave the house because somebody thought it was a good day for you to get raped, to take away to invade your personal space without your permission. It was very violent because it was 2 guys, and they were part of some gang that's out here in LA. It turns out, and I don't know if anyone's seen my Facebook, I posted the news story about the Austin Powers actor. He was the one who did it. It took them 18 years to find him, and for her to get over that ordeal. And she said she couldn't believe that she had watched that movie and did not realize that was her assailant. But in the lineup with the pictures, it was very obvious, okay, this is the dude that raped me. And, because they had the DNA evidence, and of course he denied it. To my own trauma, it ain't me. But he got convicted, and even after dude got convicted, he still continued to commit crimes in prison. He murdered his cellmate. So anywho, I think that's all I've got. That's all that's disturbing me. I will say this, November 9th can't come fast enough. Some of y'all, God bless y'all. Samantha, I know you're not on here, girl, but God bless you. But I told you I'm tired. I'm so tired. I am so tired of politics. My head hurt. I really am. I won't tell y'all, leave folk alone. Let us vote how we want to vote. I don't think anybody should be voting third party, but if that makes you sleep at night, so be it. But don't come for me, because I don't want to vote for your person, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be up here terrorizing folk because they don't want to vote for who you what Gary Johnson and Jill Stein. It's just too late, and I'm just like y'all leave folk alone. Voting used to be more personable, more of a personal thing, and not so personable. But since we have the advent of social media and people are better able to vent their views about their candidates and where they stand. But, I think the big thing with Hillary Clinton, and I will continue to say the big thing with Hillary Clinton, is the fact that she's a female and she's Democrat. It seems to me that the boys club gets a pass because Trump has rape cases pending. He has said things that will possibly incite World War III and IV. So I'm just saying, pick your battles, choose your battles. I'm done talking about it. I'm not really posting about it anymore because, the choice is yours. And I donned my uniform, even though I never saw battle, but I did don my uniform so that everyone could have the right to choose. So just remember that. But like I said, November 8th is the final day to vote, but November 9th, it'll all be said and done, and then we can decide how many of us are going to start a GoFundMe so we can move somewhere. I'm thinking Cape Town, South Africa for me. I don't know. Hey, but comment down below. If the elections don't go the way that you think that they should go, where would you consider moving? There you go. That's a good discussion topic. Anyway, that's all I've got. Y'all continue to pray for me. The crud, as I'm calling it, it has done me in. Yesterday was a horrible day. Horrible day. I was sweating. I was cold. Well, really Thursday and Friday I was going from sweating to cold. You know what, Brandy? New Zealand might not be so bad because my friend Suzanne live there. Maybe I can figure out how we can all get there together. And they seem to be pet friendly. Yeah, that's all I've got. So, anyway, just continue to pray for me and pray that I get to feeling better. Because I really don't have any more days at work for this. But I'm just like, my health comes first. So, if you don't feel good, stay at home. I bet somebody in the office gave this to me because I can't think of anywhere else where I could have gotten it. Unless I was just out in general public. I don't know. But my doctor did say that this stuff is going around. There were 3 other people in the office, or 2 other people in the office with me on Thursday, all had the same symptoms. So it's something going around. Take care of yourselves. Double up on the vitamin C and zinc. And Millie is going to move to a deserted island. Avoid dairy until you feel better. Brandy, let me tell you something. I'm on some pretty powerful antibiotics, and antibiotics and yogurt go well together. That's all I'm going to say. As a female, it goes well together. That's all I'm going to say. Anywho, Rachel, Robin, Brandy, Millie, Tamiko. Who else joined? I think I saw my Aunt Luann on here. Crystal, my other sister from another. Anika, my big sister Cheryl. Did I miss anybody? Rachel Jackson. Tales from the Plane is an awesome segment. I will talk to you guys soon. And eat some yogurt. Good night.